Imagine a brutal battlefield not made of stone and fire, but of swamps and sun-scorched islands. One creature rules the rivers, ancient, armored, and ruthless. The other stalks the jungles, venomous, stealthy, and savage. Today, we dive into the ultimate wild showdown: saltwater crocodile versus Komodo dragon. Two apex predators, two evolutionary marvels, but only one can walk or swim away victorious. So who would win this legendary battle? Let's find out. Let's start with the saltwater crocodile, also known as the salty. It's the largest living reptile on Earth, with some males growing up to 23 feet and tipping the scale at over 2,000 pounds. They've earned many names: sea crocodile, estuarine crocodile, Indo-Pacific crocodile, but make no mistake, all of them spell danger. These apex predators are found across an enormous range, from the eastern coasts of India and Sri Lanka, through Southeast Asia, all the way to Australia's tropical north. Whether in freshwater rivers, muddy estuaries, or even open ocean, these guys feel right at home. On the other side of the ring, meet the Komodo dragon, found only on a handful of Indonesian islands, most famously Komodo Island. This is the world's largest and heaviest living lizard. Male dragons average 8 to 9 feet in length and weigh up to 200 pounds. Despite their limited range, Komodo dragons dominate their ecosystems, with venomous bites, deadly bacteria-laced saliva, and an appetite for large prey, including deer, water buffalo, and sometimes even their own kind. They are not to be underestimated. Let's compare anatomy. The crocodile's design is pure efficiency. A triangular skull, reinforced jaw muscles, and rows of teeth up to 3.5 inches long. While most crocs are around 11 to 19 feet long, the outliers, those over 20 feet, are nature's tanks. Even at smaller sizes, their mass alone makes them formidable. But don't count out the Komodo. Though smaller, their muscular tails, razor-sharp claws, and over 60 serrated teeth, similar to a shark's, make them devastating. One bite from a Komodo isn't just about injury, it's about infection. Their mouths are full of venom and over 50 strains of lethal bacteria. And their skin, covered in bony plates, not as thick as the croc's armor, but still strong enough to turn away bites from many smaller predators. Combine that with a forked tongue and keen eyesight, and you've got a reptile built for ambush warfare. Crocodiles have the advantage when it comes to adaptability. They live in rivers, lakes, estuaries, and open sea. From Borneo to Australia, India to Papua New Guinea, they rule wherever there's water. They even migrate between salt and freshwater, depending on the season. Komodo dragons? They're islanders, found on only 5 Indonesian islands: Komodo, Rinca, Gili Motang, Gili Dasami, and parts of Flores. Their habitats range from tropical savannas to dry forests. With temps reaching 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 70% humidity, the Komodo thrives in intense heat. But when it comes to range and terrain mastery, the crocodile dominates. Salties are everywhere, and they've mastered every environment they enter. Let's talk about what really matters: the kill. Crocodiles are ambush assassins. Lurking silently below the water's surface, they wait for the perfect moment when a prey animal bends down to drink. In a flash, they explode upward, jaws clamping down with a force of over 3,700 pounds per square inch. Strong enough to crush bone. Then comes the death roll. Crocs spin violently, disorienting and tearing their prey apart. They drown it, drag it under, and either eat immediately or store the corpse under submerged logs to age it. Now meet the Komodo dragon, the silent butcher of the forest. They prefer stealth, and patience. A Komodo will wait, unmoving, for hours near game trails. When the time comes, it leaps with surprising speed, up to 13 miles per hour, and strikes. Their first blow is brutal, a knockdown with their clawed feet, followed by deep bites. If the prey escapes, it's only a matter of time. The bacteria and venom in the Komodo's saliva begin to work. Within hours, sometimes minutes, the animal collapses from blood poisoning. The dragon, with its amazing sense of smell, can detect a carcass from nearly 2.5 miles away. Once it finds the body, the feast begins, sometimes devouring up to 80% of its body weight in one sitting. Crocodiles are solitary and highly territorial. Males fight off rivals and protect their waters aggressively. They bark, hiss, and snap to communicate. Surprisingly, they are among the most intelligent reptiles, capable of long-term memory, strategic ambush planning, and social recognition. They also thermoregulate by sunbathing or submerging in cool water, often with only their eyes and nostrils showing. Komodo dragons are also solitary, but they're more opportunistic. They scavenge, they hunt, and they even eat each other when resources are scarce. Young dragons climb trees for safety, while adults prefer to dominate the ground. They don't show the same social structure as crocodiles, but their hunting intelligence is remarkable. They've even been observed working together during large kills. So what if these two titans actually met? Let's say it happens in shallow water near a forested Indonesian shoreline, neutral ground. The Komodo dragon, hungry and bold, creeps towards the water's edge. The crocodile, concealed beneath the murky surface, detects movement with its pressure-sensitive snout. The dragon's tongue flicks the air. Something isn't right, but before it can turn, bam! The crocodile bursts upward, jaws wide, teeth glistening. It clamps down on the dragon's torso and yanks it underwater. The dragon thrashes and claws, but its 200-pound frame is no match for the 1-ton crocodile. Within seconds, it's locked in a death roll. Bones crack, lungs flood. The Komodo dragon doesn't stand a chance in the water. Its strength lies in stealth and venom, but that takes time. The croc doesn't give time. Even on land, the dragon's chances are slim. The croc's thick hide would resist its first bite, and even if it managed a venomous nip, it might be too little, too late. The croc's sheer size and speed, especially in ambush mode, make this a one-sided battle. So who wins? The saltwater crocodile. Why? Because it's at least 5 times heavier, because its jaw pressure can crush skulls, because it rules both land and water, because when it strikes, there's no escape. The Komodo dragon is deadly, but it plays the long game. In a slow hunt with time to let venom do its work, it's king. But face to face with a saltwater crocodile, it becomes prey. That doesn't mean the Komodo isn't impressive. It absolutely is. But in this matchup, it's outclassed. Nature doesn't always play fair. Sometimes sheer power outweighs stealth and venom. But both of these creatures remind us just how incredible and terrifying the natural world can be. So next time you're walking near a riverbank or hiking on a distant Indonesian island, take a moment to remember you're on someone else's turf. Thanks for joining us in this wild battle of beasts. Don't forget to subscribe to Super Stubborn Animal. Hit the bell icon and tell us in the comments, who would you bet on, crocodile or Komodo dragon? And what animal face-off should we feature next? Until next time, stay wild, stay curious.